heaven, where trouble and turmoil forever cease. I know his spirit will guide America and lead the world toward peace. He shall never be forgotten for the things he knew were right.
And when he died, when that comet disappeared over the continent, the whole nation grieved and would not forget.
May his soul be an eternal light.
Born into a Catholic family of Irish descent, Kennedy changed the American political system. Kennedy dealt with many health problems.
It's been a long time since we've had a definitive report on your health from the best possible source. How is your aching back?
Well, it depends on the weather, political and otherwise. It's very good, though.
He was the first president to declare a war on poverty and created the Peace Corps.
Be a member of the Peace Corps of the United States.
With his wife, Jacqueline Bouvier, and the president both looking like movie stars.
Here as elsewhere around the country, there's a new haircut being taught in the curriculum, the John Kennedy haircut.
Inspiring a young Bill Clinton.
It shall be the policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States, requiring a full retaliatory response upon the Soviet Union. 4.
The Cuban Missile Crisis was the closest anyone has gone to war over the use of nuclear weapons. For 13 days in October, the world held its breath. It ultimately ended to Kennedy's credit and gave Russia and America new legislation providing the nuclear test ban treaty. And civil rights activists were being attacked by police attack dogs and fire hoses had caught the attention of the president as he saw it on television and was heard by saying that it had made him feel sick.
We preach freedom around the world, and we mean it. And we cherish our freedom here at home. But are we to say to the world, and much more importantly, to each other, that this is a land of the no master race, except with respect to Negroes?
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
JFK also made a historic trip to the birthplace of his ancestors, Ireland.
If the day was clear enough, and if you went down to the bay and you looked west, and your sight was good enough, you would see Boston, Massachusetts. I wonder if you could perhaps let me know how many of you here have a relative in America who you would admit to, if you'd hold up your hand. So I must say that though other days may not be so bright as we look towards the future, that the brightest days will continue to be those in which we visited you here in Ireland.
I'm Berliner, although I'm at home in USA. Ich bin ein Berliner. I think of Berlin by night and day.
All free men, wherever they may live, are citizens of Berlin. And therefore, as a free man, I take pride in the words, Ich bin ein Berliner.
This is Dallas, November 22nd. President John F. Kennedy was shot and killed here today, period. The president suffered a massive gunshot wound in the brain and was pronounced dead at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. With no one attending him but physicians and nurses, he died without regaining consciousness or uttering a word.
This is Edwin Newman in the NBC newsroom in New York. This information from Dallas. 2 priests who were with President Kennedy say he is dead of bullet wounds. This is the latest information we have from Dallas.
But all we can do now is pray for him, and it's about all we can do. An entire loss to the world. It's hardly believable.
John Kennedy was born 100 years ago today on May the 29th, 1917. But I'm really interested in President Kennedy as a man, as a human being, and as a president.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
I can now retire from politics after having had Happy Birthday sung to me in such a sweet, wholesome way.
For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's futures. And we are all mortal.